Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to our final segment of Bridging the Gap with your host, Megan Bridge. So, today I'm going to be talking about whether or not I believe that if Saeed will be freed or if he will remain in jail. Now, this is a really hard opinion for me because I'm just not really sure how I really feel about this case still to this day, and I think we can all say that we're not really sure how we feel about this case. So I'm just going to start by saying that based off of the Serial podcast, Adnan Saeed seems like a person who doesn't really have it in him to kill someone. And I think that we can all say this, that we don't, who really has that inside of them that they can kill someone just and completely act like so nonchalant? And I think if someone can do that, then they have a lot of problems because that is really scary. Because as human beings, we feel guilty after we do something wrong. I don't know if you guys have ever stolen something, or maybe you took something that you weren't supposed to take, like from your sister or your brother, and you felt really bad about it that you had to tell them ultimately and give it back to them. And I think that this is also something, how could someone kill a person and not feel bad about it and just feel like normal, like, oh, nothing happened, So this is why I think that Adnan Saeed really deserves a second trial, and I think he really deserves for people to hear completely his side of the story, because I feel like the only thing that the police were basing their trial off of in the past was this testimony that his friend Jay had written about him, saying, oh yeah, I helped him bury the body. And to me, it just seems kind of weird how someone can just be like, yeah, no big deal, we just buried the body. And my other thing is, if Jay knew that it was wrong, why would he agree to help him bury the body in the first place? And why didn't Jay get punished for that? Because technically he's an accessory to murder if that happened. So I think that these are really important things to think about. And I think that Adnan, we've listened to him speak a lot. We've listened to Sarah Cohen talk about him a lot. And I just don't think I think there was a really big lack of evidence with this case. And I think that's what really hurt Adnan. And I think also what hurt him was the fact that he didn't really remember anything about that day, which is understandable because, like I said, if it's any other day, you're not going to remember exactly what happened when someone asks you what happened a month later. It's just not going to happen, because who can remember things like that? If you could ask me today, oh, Megan, what happened on March 12th? I'm not going to know what happened on March 12th. That's not a significant day in my life. Nothing important happened to me in that day. It was just like a normal day for me. And I think this is what Saeed was really getting at, is that how can he remember what happened when it was such a normal day for him? He just went about his day doing the same things that he always does. And I think that's something that is really important to think about. And I think that we need to think about a lot of things So I just want to say that I don't know if Adnan Saeed is really innocent. I don't know if he's guilty. No one really knows if he actually committed that crime except for him and Hae Min Lee. And unfortunately, we can't talk to Hae Min Lee. But I just want to say that I hope that in this retrial that Adnan gets the justice that he deserves, because I really think that whether or not he's innocent or guilty, he was tried very unfairly. And it seems to me like the police just found, oh, well, he seems like he could do it, he's the ex-boyfriend and all this stuff, and he said these comments, so, he's the killer, that's it, that's it, it's done. And I think they were just kind of sweeping, pushing it away, yep, we solved it so quick, we did it. And I don't think that was right of them, because everyone deserves a fair trial, especially in the United States. And I don't think that Adnan Saeed got a fair trial. I think that in this class we've been talking a lot about fair trials and about, whether or not people deserve, like whether or not people are innocent or guilty or how the media impacted their trial. And I think that in the case of a fair trial, Adnan Syed's trial was not fair, and I'm actually very happy that he got this retrial. And I don't know if he will be freed, but I hope that he will get some justice, which is ultimately all he really wants and all anyone ever wants to see. And I thank you for listening to all my segments, and I hope you all have a very good night. Thank you.